The aforementioned Mr. 305 turned Mr. Worldwide Pitbull is with us right now, and this is the world's first ever athletics venue with an artist having the naming rights, Pitbull Stadium. As a Miami native, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear that?
Well, first of all, we got to get it going. Yeah. And from one Miami native 305 representative to another, what this means is real simple. Coming from Miami, you got that chip on your shoulder where you're just the underdog of all underdogs. And you're constantly trying to figure out ways on how to do things that nobody's thought of, or they thought that it was unbelievable and impossible. So to be able to pull something like this off, I want to say thank you to FIU, to all the administration, the staff, the students, to be able to have a Pitbull Stadium and motivate them and inspire them that no matter what, I say it all the time, why dream when you can live it? And it's definitely an honor, a blessing, and a dream to be here representing FIU and having the stadium named after me.
Absolutely. And I can only imagine people watching this, they're trying to figure out, okay, what's the backstory here? What sparked this groundbreaking partnership that you have with FIU right now?
What sparked it was basically some creative minds coming up with something that nobody thought would be possible. Once it got to me, I said, absolutely. Sorry about that. I actually have amazing ties to FIU with family members that have gone to FIU, friends that have gone to FIU, graduated from FIU, and constantly have represented the Panthers throughout the years. And I feel like I've grown with FIU throughout the years in Miami. I've been able to see it just go from something that nobody spoke about and now very respected university, academic-wise, and on its way as far as sports as well. So to me, again, I say it's a blessing and honor and amazing to be here having this conversation with you about the Pitbull Stadium.
And there's also going to be an anthem made for FIU athletics by you. What can fans expect in that anthem?
Well, that's a good question. I was at the press conference. I was telling them what we need to do is let the kids tell us what they want. So I'm going to put out basically a poll. So they have their slogans, what they say every day, what they got going on, and then we'll figure out how to put the record together. That is something that when they get out there, they're motivated, they're inspired, and they're ready to play ball and with a lion's heart, like a dog.
And I mentioned to you before we got into the interview that I have a lot of ties to Miami with my family down there. Now, how Miami are we getting with the anthem? How Miami are we getting with Pitbull Stadium? Because like I said, and like the 305, they get down very differently than the rest of the country.
I mean, we got to take it all Miami. It's all 305, Dade County, the bottom, the Magic City, you name it, and that's what's beautiful about Miami. Miami's always been that underdog, like I said before, and now Miami's one of the meccas of the world. So the reason that is that there's so much culture down in Miami. It's a melting pot, and everybody has come together through food, through music, through dance, through sports, but more than anything, when they take that 305 around the world, they rep it, and they rep it hard, and that's what the record's going to be about, and we're going to have the whole world jamming to it.
Look, I'm excited to hear what that anthem is going to be. Even though I did graduate from Miami, I'm very excited to hear what that's going to be like for FIU. Also, lots happening in the 305 and 954. The Panthers, they just won their first Stanley Cup. What was it like seeing them win that Stanley Cup? And what was South Florida really like during that time?
It just goes to show you, like I was saying before, all the things that people wouldn't believe and the irony of a Stanley Cup coming to Miami, one of the hottest cities in the world, literally. So for them to bring it home, and they've been fighting for it for a couple of decades at this point, it just goes to show you, as long as you embody that spirit, that Miami, that 305, 954, 561, the whole South Florida, it just goes to show you that there's a saying that says, sky's the limit. Yeah, I thought sky was the limit until figured out there's footprints on the moon, and that's what the Florida Panthers did, and they took it to the house, or they took it to the ice, and they brought it home. So congrats to the Panthers. It's amazing to be a part of history.
And we can't talk about Miami sports without talking about the Dolphins. They recently extended Tua Tagovailoa, also their red-hot wide receiver in Tyreek Hill. Now, we know the Dolphins, they got knocked out of the wild card round just last season, but how far do you think this Dolphins team will go this year?
Well, for one, congrats to Tua, Tyreek Hill, and I know that the Dolphins at this point, again, underdogs. People that didn't believe in them and what they were going to bring to the field. Last year, they made a statement, and it was hard to play against them boys in negative 50-degree weather, especially coming from Miami. It's like, hey, once we thaw out, then maybe we could play this game. But hey, they played it, and they having that underdog spirit, you could see that they are ready to take it all the way, take it to the house, and bring home a Super Bowl.
Yeah, definitely a different
Championship.
environment when you go from South
I'm
Florida.
saying it right now. Miami Dolphins are going to bring it home to the
Okay,
305
look.
Super Bowl champions. If you think it's a game, I'm going to tell you like we say in Miami, play with it.
I love the confidence. All right, before we let you go, we got to play a game of pick one, Miami style, of course. So you choose one of the options that I'm going to give you right now. Cafecito or café con leche?
Café con leche.
Ooh, pastelito o croquetas?
Pastelito de carne.
Ah, yes. Now, okay, last one. Pitbulls or Panthers?
Ooh, you got me there. See, I'm going to do what we do in Miami all the time. We always mix things up. So we're going to call it Pitbulls and Panthers.
Pitbulls.
I could have said something else, but I'm on ESPN. I'm going to keep it clean.
We're going to keep it clean on ESPN. All right.
And while I'm on ESPN, I just want to tell you this, as we talk about Miami so much. I would not be here having this conversation if it wasn't for Uncle Luther Campbell, teaching us and paved the way for someone such as myself to be able to give back to the community, build schools, and help programs. This is something that he did years ago. And obviously, we know he did it for the U. I just want to say thank you, Uncle Luke. Without you, I wouldn't have this mind state. Thank you for believing in me, and thank you for giving me the hard knocks.
Absolutely, absolutely. The Panthers, their season opener is September 7th against Central Michigan. Pitbull, thank you so much for bringing your 305
Thank you.
flavor.
I appreciate y'all.
Yes.
History in the making. You have a great day, mamita. Besito. Mwah.
Have a good one.